Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy 2021. Thank you for joining the Synact webinar, Tips to Keep Organized for 2021 and beyond. Now, this webinar is going to take a little bit of a different format than some of my other ones, as I actually have a PowerPoint to share with you. But as always, our webinar is going to be recorded. So if you have to drop early for any reason, or you find my information really useful and you want to share it with your colleagues, we will send out a link to this webinar once it concludes, and you can go ahead and share that with your colleagues or watch the video again at your leisure. So also note that everyone's on mute only, and at the end I will have time for a question and answer session, and you can ask those questions in the chat window, and I will go through and read them and have answers to them. And also remember, if you do have any questions at any time or think of anything, feel free to reach out to support@synact.net and ask whatever question that you want to, as all questions and ideas are included with your Synact all-inclusive model. So let's get to the content for that. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 5 simple tips to adopt and keep organized in D365 this year and beyond. These tips will really set you up for success and keep you really efficient and organized. So I'm going to quickly run through them and then get into some more details and kind of show you how to do some of these tips. So number 1, update data for leads, contacts, and accounts within D365. Always keep your information up to date. Keep your open activities up to date and accurate. Merge duplicate records. Track important emails and meetings from Outlook into D365. So it's there and your colleagues are able to see that information and know what's going on within your client. And then update your opportunities with accurate information. Really helps your organization to have accurate forecasting and reporting. So the first one, update data. You want to keep your records accurate with up-to-date data with the latest information. You see something that's wrong, go ahead and update it. Make sure addresses follow the standard U.S. Postal Service account format. We have some tips that I can send you for some standardizations with addresses, but I'll share really quickly. Always have the street address as address number 1. Always make sure that your cities are written out and you're not abbreviating them. Use your 2-letter states with no periods. Don't write out your states, and have always at least that 5-digit zip code if you don't have the additional 4. Your phone numbers. Make sure you're putting in that area code. You should follow a standard 10-digit phone number format. Synact also has some tricks up its sleeve that we can help standardize your phone number formatting fields. If we haven't already done it for you, you can always reach out and we can look to working with you to see if standardized formatting within the field will work for your organization. You do a lot of business with international customers. Sometimes this isn't the best option, as international phone numbers can take very different formats. But we can discuss that on an organization basis. Other information, email addresses, make sure they're complete and accurate and up to date. Web URLs, your account and contact type information, any relationship type any information. You want to make sure that that's complete and filled out. This helps when you're searching for data in the system, mining data. It helps in your reporting. It helps for duplicate data entry. So the more accurate your data is, the more efficient you can be, and the better you can sell and support your customers. The same thing with your activities. Now, I know I am a big offender of this one, right? Keeping my activities up to date, okay? Maybe I didn't get to the task and the due date has fallen behind. You want to make sure to update that due date to a date out in the future. Or if you've completed the task, actually complete it in the system, right? Meetings, if you did the meeting, complete the meeting. Or if it's been postponed or changed, change those dates and times and keep that information accurate. Remember, within the Microsoft ecosystem, the information for tasks and activities, to-dos, and phone calls and emails actually show up in your Outlook with that integration. So they'll be on your calendar, right? They're going to be in your to-do list. If you use the to-do app, they're going to be there available for you, or even within Teams. So the more accurate you keep them and up to date, the better you're going to be able to manage these tasks and activities and follow up in them. And I'm just going to flip right now over into Dynamics and kind of share with you what I'm talking about here. Oops. Get set up into the right view. So here you'll see I have a list of my activities, right? I've got some phone calls and some tasks here. And you'll see, geez, almost all of these have expired. And I would need to push these out to a new start date, right? So I can go into any one of these tasks and I can go up and, all of our systems are slightly different. So the due date might be in a different location, but I can go ahead and push this out to a date and a time in the future, because I'm not doing this at 5 a.m., right? And then I can save it. And now if I look at a list of my activities to do on the 29th, that's going to show up. And once I complete it, I can mark this as complete. So then it's not sitting in my list forever, right? Waiting, where I'm just kind of going through and ignoring it, right? I'm going to stay more efficient if I keep my activity list up to date. And in a prior webinar that we had, I think back in the summer, I actually took a deep dive into using Microsoft To Do to manage some of your tasks within your system. And you can use To Do. It is part of the Microsoft ecosystem. If you have any questions about that, always feel free to email Synax support, and we will go ahead and help you get set up if you're unsure of how to use that. Okay. Our next tip here. This one's a really critical one. Merge duplicate records. When you see a duplicate, merge it. It only takes a couple of minutes, and it's going to save you hours of sifting through dirty data in the future. What do I mean by this? You could have duplicate contacts in your system. You could have Joe Smith at ABC organization in there a couple times. Your organization allows it and you have the capabilities to merge. Go ahead and merge these records together. I'm going to give you a quick demo of merging right now. So I'm going to go to my account list now, okay? And what you're going to see here in my account list is that I have 2 records for Alpine Ski House, okay? Now I want to merge these 2 records together. Now don't be afraid of merging. The records don't delete or disappear from your system, okay? You're going to, one will stay as the master record, and the other record is going to be inactivated, and data and information from that inactive record is going to move over and stay in the master record. Now let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. I've found these 2 duplicates. I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to come up here into my command bar, and you will see I have the merge button. I'm going to click to merge these 2 records. Now it brings up a box where it's asking me to select the master record and the other record. Now what's great about the capability in Dynamics is I'm able to select one as the master record. But at any time where the data is different between the 2 records, I can select which data I want to keep. So if I keep Alpine Ski House as my master record, maybe I want to keep Alpine Ski House as the name. I want to keep this account number. I want to keep this relationship type, maybe this phone number. Maybe I want to keep this website, this address. So I can go through and select what the master data is going to be that gets kept within the system, okay? Once I do that, and I go through and I look at where all the data is different, I will come down here and I will press OK. What's going to happen is these records are going to merge together. I'm going to be left with one Alpine ski record. The contacts and opportunities and orders and everything that was in that second record is going to be merged and combined with that master record. So I'm not going to lose my opportunities. I'm not going to lose my contacts. I'm just going to have them combined under one record. And then that second one is going to become deactivated. So I'm going to wait a second here for Dynamics to do its magic. I'm going to go ahead and hit refresh. And now you'll see I only have one Alpine ski house. I don't have two records in my list anymore. And if I go through here, you'll see that that account number came over, right? The address and information, contacts from the other account came over onto here. So the information merged together. And now I don't have two Alpine ski house accounts that I then need to manage. And this works the same way when you're looking at merging contacts, where you can select two contacts and then choose the information you want to keep or what you want to merge. And then you press the OK button and those records are going to merge together. We do have additional training for merging if you're interested in learning more, or always reach out to us if you have any questions and we would be happy to help. I'm going to pop back over to my PowerPoint now. Again, when you see a duplicate, go ahead and merge it. Really keeps your data clean, and cleaner data means more accurate information, means the quicker you can get to what you need. And then finally, if you're a sales organization and you're working with opportunities, keep your opportunities up to date. Make sure your close dates are for a time in the future. You know that in a lot of sales organizations, you might not know your sales cycle might be really long and you might be at the early stages of that sale. Push it out for a date in the future, and guess what? You might have to update that close date again. But that's part of managing the opportunities, right? So you want to get in there and make sure those dates are as accurate as you can make them in there for a time in the future. If the deal's dead, don't be afraid to close and lose it. You can always reopen it or create a new opportunity. But you want to keep your sales funnel accurate so that your company can properly forecast and be ready for the future growth of all of the sales that you're going to bring in. You also want to make sure that, again, those revenue fields are up to date with accurate revenue information. And if your organization has any custom fields and information that you keep within that opportunity, you want to make sure to take a few minutes and update it. Because all of this is really going to help you stay more efficient and organized, get to the information that you need so much quicker, and be able to adapt and grow and gain sales. And frankly, all of us can make more money when we're more organized and we're more efficient, and when our data is accurate and up to date. So now I have a few minutes for some questions. If you have anything you would like to ask me, you'd like me to kind of go over something a little bit more in depth, I would be happy to. Also, we do have some standard documentation on address standards. If you would like to see that, kind of some best practices of how to keep, your addresses and phone number information, in the right format, we can certainly share that with you. And also remember, this is being recorded. So if you do want to share with your colleagues, you can go ahead and do that. We will probably send it sometime later today once the recording is available. Let's give it another minute here. If you are typing in any questions. And otherwise, if you don't have any questions, you feel free to leave the meeting. And I hope that I will be speaking with all of you very soon. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great day.